Hi everyone, you all are fine, right? I am fine too. I have bought a course for SQL, that is for Oracle SQL, for Oracle Structured Query Language, and it is very important course who are basically working in Oracle platform, but having some issues or having some difficulties to use SQL in the working environment, and who don't know the SQL, who don't know Oracle database, who has no idea about the Oracle database, and the company professionals who are basically working in IT industry or IT companies, but working in a project where backend is used, database like Oracle, but they are new to hear the database name like Oracle, and don't know to operate with the database and how to work with that environment. Also the students who want to learn Oracle and SQL, the college students who are passed out and work, looking for a job in IT company, this course is very useful for them also, and who are basically professionals working in any IT company in the project which is basically in Oracle platform, but they are new to Oracle and they have to learn Oracle to perform their work better, so they can join also this course. So this course is basically for Oracle SQL, that means structured query language. The structured query language is the core language for Oracle. Oracle is a database which is invented by the company Oracle. So the company name and database name is same, that is Oracle. And SQL is the structured query language, which is the basically the communication between Oracle database and the client, means users. So user can communicate with the database using the SQL, that is structured query language, and without SQL, client or user cannot communicate with the Oracle database. So in this course we will learn how Oracle is used in the company, because big and small companies are use Oracle, very secure database, and it is a multitasking and multi-user database, means users can work simultaneously with the Oracle platform, the Oracle server. So we get to know Oracle, what is Oracle, what is its tools, how they is used in the IT industry, in the what are main technologies in the Oracle. So Oracle have tools like SQL, which is structured query language, as I told, and other basic programming language of Oracle is called PLSQL, that is procedural language, and structured query language, mix of. And the other tools are basically to design the front end, that is called Oracle Forms and Reports, that is basically used to develop client server application where backend is Oracle and the front end is designed by the Oracle Forms and Reports. Basically forms is the user interface, and any client server application can be designed by the Oracle Forms, and Oracle Reports is used to get the required information or data for some business for some business related transactions. So these are the main tools: Oracle SQL, Oracle PLSQL, Oracle Forms and Reports, and these three are main tools from the Oracle side. And I use to provide training all these technologies: Oracle SQL, Oracle PLSQL, Oracle Forms and Reports, and also I used to provide training in Oracle in Unix shell scripting also. I have total of 16 years of IT experience working with all these technologies. I used to work with many big companies during last 16 years, and I am providing training during last 10 years yeah, for these Oracle technologies, all these Oracle technologies. Now I wanted to see teach this course actually very in easy method and with easy explanation and with example. This SQL course will cover everything about the SQL commands, SQL language commands. We can whatever we can do with SQL to communicate database. SQL basically a query language. It will also create, alter, drop any database objects, and you can manipulate data from the database using the SQL. So we can fetch data, we can insert, update, or delete data in the database. So Oracle is basically a very secure database, and as I said, most big and small companies use Oracle. It is can store huge volume of data. So this huge volume of data, how is organized? So we have to learn also the architecture of Oracle, right? So how this huge number of data is organized? This huge number of data is organized in the table form. So Oracle database will have many tables, and they must have some relationship in between. So that is called Oracle is a relational database model. So you get to know how to design tables, how to design a database using the relational model, and there is a business constraints. So you get to know how you apply constraint for your business logic, and you will know about the tables, about the views, about the other database objects which can useful for storing data. And you also get to know about joins, you various where conditions using the SQL to fetch the data. In many conditions we can fetch data from the Oracle database using SQL joins. So SQL join is very important. So all the manipulation, all the data manipulation we can done with SQL, and we can create all the database objects using SQL. So we learn everything, how to create every database objects, how to manipulate every database objects from Oracle, and also we will learn constraints, how to apply business constraints in constraints for business in the Oracle database, and how we design our views, synonyms, how can we create sequence, what is the use of sequence, what is subqueries, what is the various clauses used in Oracle SQL queries. So all the things we will cover. Also we'll know about the SQL transactions, what are the commands for SQL transactions, and also we will know about the users, how we can give permission for a user to get access to the database, and how we can withdraw the permission from a user. So all these things we covered in our course. This will be going to be a very good course who will be very much in detail. Basically SQL is a base for Oracle. If anybody is strong in SQL, so he will perform very well in his or her work in the Oracle platform. So these are the main all the topics we can cover in our SQL course, and this will be a total 30 hours course, that is 10 days, and every day will be 3 hours. So total 30 hours course, and it will be a very who can join this course. As I told earlier, students who are just passed out and will be looking for a job, and who are already working in the company but don't know the SQL, and working in SQL platform, or get a project which is basically Oracle platform, which is basically in Oracle platform, but no since don't know SQL, so will not work better. So they can join this course and they can learn everything about SQL, and can perform better in their projects. Also, who are interested to know about the database, about the business logic, how company growing their business, how company stores their information in a database. So this is a total database related course. So people will get to know the business logic, will get to know about the company, how they store data, how they design the database, and how people or user can use or view the data. So all these things will be clear to the students or participants, so that will cover all the things this course. So this will be a very interactive course, and you can ask me in the course. We'll explain everything with example, and I will be teaching the easy method. And if you want to join this course, don't delay, just comment me. I will start as soon as possible, and it will be a very interesting course and very beneficial for all of you. Thank you.